welcome to the Sunday Times Generation Next 2016 conference.
Second annual one, and it's probably going to be going on for a lot longer. We're going to learn a lot today from everyone who's coming up to speak.
That is what this conference is all about, is us understanding the youth of tomorrow, and especially as marketers for the Sunday Times to be able to give you that insight into what and how important that market is.
Young South Africa, where we're at them and maybe how we can appeal to them is, firstly, they're ambitious and highly independent. They're more sensible than they get credit for, so very community-minded, very family-minded, and increasingly more religion-minded.
Simple as this. You don't need an expert. Learn it. Because today there is so much opportunity.
It really is about getting it out there when it's still relevant, because it's not even just the attention spans in terms of being in the moment. It's just once it's past your newsfeed, it's over.
All of the content that they'll be consuming on YouTube or on Netflix or in gaming, you're competing with that as well. So it's about authenticity.
It's a trend that's happening now. Everyone is speaking like Blessers is a new thing. It's just like now repackaged sugar daddies. So this campaign is great, like focusing on going in and catching people while they're young to make them understand the risk of this thing.
It speaks to me because a lot of people feel the need to have someone supporting them. So then I feel like I can be different from them.
This is what the power of digital really is. It shows us that with online we can reach so many more people than we can reach with print.
Now YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, sits on what? What is the fundamental difference between being 7 in 1996 like I was and being 7 in 2012? It's one word that differentiates what Generation Z is, and it's this word: internet. Do you think that this is a difficult generation to understand, or are we just not doing it right?
I must say that every single year it's the same thing, and it's always been the same thing. The last 20 years, 30 years, young people have always been very difficult to understand.
We can all learn. We can all learn how to do things and learn what people want and what they're interested in. It's more difficult to convince them than it ever was before.
I think the way to convince them is to actually bring them on your teams. If you're producing media and media messages to an audience of that age, we can't have the 35-year-old plus creating that content for those people.
SAB setting up the You Decide program, and then there's the Future Leaders television aspect of it as well. What's some of the social issues that you guys are trying to tackle?
If you make the right choices and you invest your time in things that can build your future, build your talent, you can have a bright future. So the Future Leaders campaign was really about creating that sense of hope and turning these kids into role models and generating enough role models amongst themselves so that they can learn from each other, and that will help them to be more inspired to do the right things.
The little bit of money that they spend on brands, if they were to make a conscious decision to support a local brand, that in its own guarantees a loaf of bread on somebody's table.
Social dialogues, engaging young people and understanding and tapping into their mindsets as to how are they perceiving and how are they understanding and unpacking the things that are happening in their lives today, and how would they want to see themselves in the next generation? How would they want to see themselves being supported to become the youth that will take this country forward?
Tashay, what would you do if you didn't have to go to school for a day and you could do anything you wanted?
Finish the assignment that I have for school. Or maybe just work on my mom's nerves.
Okay.
I think I'd just relax, because the one thing I hate about school, waking up in the morning.
Also just relax and then take selfies and send them to my friends at school. Make them jealous.
So being real is being true, having an essence, being authentic, having social media engagement that subscribes to that. So are you going to be true? Are you going to be real with people? Are you going to be authentic, which I feel like is sometimes the most difficult thing to do.
Cotton On, oh my gosh, Cotton On, I love Cotton On. I think it's because a lot of my friends and I go there, obviously.
I usually get them on Instagram, but most of the time, sometimes, I'm the one that starts the trends.
I don't use makeup because I'm naturally beautiful.
Samsung versus Apple is one of the highest rivalries that any company has had.
Facebook, I don't understand how to work Facebook. There's just so many buttons.
So I went on Facebook and I was checking who's on it, and all I could see was my parents and my uncles and all that stuff. So
literally, the power's in our hands.
You have a problem that can only be fixed if you vote for a great president. You keep on complaining and complaining, but you do not vote. How are you solving your problem?
I think the art of conversation will never die, and the heart of conversation lies in radio. So I think that the future for radio is huge.
And with music, yes to the 90%. I love it.
I think social media plays an important role, even though I usually get my news from actually reading a traditional newspaper.
People love to binge, no matter how people say I'm a fitness freak. But every time if you go out, when you're going back home, what do you have? Fast food. You don't go buy a salad.
I'm loving it. McDonald's is fun food, nothing too serious, and their slogan really captures that.
I love ridiculousness. Ridiculousness is life for me. Cool people that are good at sports, people who are fashion icons.
Free stuff always gets people there.